had the power to change something in the vertical world, what would it be and why?
I would want to see verticals uh, become more mainstream in story, because once it becomes more mainstream in story, not that they need to be, they're highly successful. They can continue on this path for years to come and keep making profit after profit and have everybody work, 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 work. But if you're asking me what I would like to see, I like to see one where, or several where, um, it's taken a little more seriously, I would say,
Yeah.
where I don't want to use this word, but I don't know how else to describe it, where there's elements of corniness in there
Mm,
sometimes, where you're kind of like, oh, come on, or, the overacting, because that's what sometimes verticals have. You know what I
yeah.
mean? And I understand because I've talked to a few producers I've had to ask that question. I go, why are some of them so over the top? Like, why is that actor performing his character and they tell him something he doesn't like and he goes, oh my God, what do you mean? Oh my God. Oh. And it's like super big. I mean, it's big. If I'm sure you've seen this kind of acting there.
Yeah.
And they said, we want to be able to show verticals, you're watching on your phone, that if they're busy doing something, cooking this, whatever, laundry, whatever it is, and the volume is low, they know what's going on by
Yeah.
seeing that kind of acting. The
No.
over crying and the over I'm in love and the over anger and the over exasperation. It's like they know what's happening. They understand the story by not even being able to hear what's happening because they're busy doing other things there. And I went, makes sense to me, I guess. You know what I mean? But you're asking me what I would do. I would love to see, like, let's get some serious, let's get some really good storytelling
Yeah.
and good writing, and let's put some out there, and let's make them really, really worthy, so people aren't just going, oh, that's like soap operas, like they're kind of corny a little bit, or they're kind of like soap opera-y. You hear that word term, soap opera kind of acting or whatever. Let's get
Yeah.
some real, it's about some
I
real
like the
stuff.
verticals that actually have a storyline to them instead of just slapping and humiliation through the entire thing. There's actually a storyline to it. I mean, I know they still have a storyline, but it's not as prominent as some of them.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wonder if now that there are vertical stars, and they really are vertical stars out there. I mean, I've worked with a few of them and friends with a few of them. I wonder if it just gets to a point where it's just like, look, they just want to see you. You guys are now quote unquote famous in the vertical
Yeah.
world. Come do this next one here. Come do this one here, and we'll get you a really, really great one the next one. But do this one here for us or whatever. Because I've seen some friends go from like really just like, oh, that's some great work you did there. Like I see you putting in the work, and then they come back to the next one. It's kind of like, oh, okay, that's just because you're that person. Um, but I've also seen, and the editing is important. Editing
Yes.
is crucial. I mean, you got to have the script, you got to have the actors, and then you got to have the editing. There's three parts to this whole thing. And in all parts, in all movies, TV shows, vertical soaps, you name it, I've seen great performances, like real, pushing it, just being like, I was like, this is coming out great. And then the editing, it's
Mhm.
like, why did you do that? Why did
Yeah.
you why did you add that music in there and make it kind of like wah wah a little bit? Like, why did you do that? That was a
Mm.
great scene and you made it kind of, but they have a formula. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's working. So, but I can't fault them for something that's working. But if I could
Mm.
do my own thing, I would love to make a very, very real dramatic or a very funny or a combination or romantic comedy vertical. Yeah. With a
Yeah.
superhero,
When
with a
you're speaking
superhero
about the
underneath.
editing, so when you were talking about the editing, I've had a lot of experience, not me personally, but like seeing editing being done because I've been around people who do edit. So I've learned to pick up a lot of those editing techniques while watching things,
Hmm.
and it bugs me even in big, you know, what you'd call big mainstream TV. I can pick up those editing errors and then they just
Hmm.
bug me the entire time. So, like when
Like,
you said
give me an
editing,
example of an editing error.
okay, so um, somebody was putting a, I won't mention the show, but
No, no,
somebody
no.
was
We're
put,
not mentioning names here at all. We're just
no,
sharing.
no, they were putting like medical supplies into the first aid kit, and then they had a glove on, and then the next scene, he's holding the stethoscope, but he had no glove on anymore. Like there's just those continuity differences. They bug me. So
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Continuity is the but usually you have um a scripty there who kind of
yeah,
keeps an eye on the continuity part of it. Uh I mean I've seen well I've seen editing where if they just allowed the scene to just breathe a little bit longer, it would
yeah.
it would be like, yo, let that play a little bit longer. But they cut and go right to the next thing there.
Mm,
So I mean, not all editors are the same, but I guess when you and then I've seen editors like in some projects, and I'm like, they just knew just enough to keep going and then cut
yeah,
to the next one here. And you're going, oh, that was so good. Just
yeah.
oh. So yeah, editing is crucial. You know, editing could save a film, could save a project.
I
If it's
agree.
not good, all of a sudden you get a great editor, and it's like you just saved this project. And then it
Yeah.
could be the reverse. Great filming, great this, great acting, and the editing is just,
Mm,
it's this is why it takes a village to make this.
yes, I
Yeah,
agree.
big time.
Okay. Which project has challenged you the most, and how did you grow from that experience?
Hmm. Uh, I'm not gonna say that it, well, it challenged me. I, the, I know when I worked on the Last Smile here, right up there, it says the Last Smile here. That's based on a true story of when a man of 25 years old who was a fit athlete, workout guy, and he was taking over the counter supplements, which we have in abundance here in America. You know,
Yeah.
not FDA regulated supplements. Hey, take this protein powder. Hey, take this, take this, take this, drink this, eat this, whatever. And he
Mm,
took it. He took one of the many that he used to always take, and this one didn't mix well with his chemistry or whatever, and he went into a coma, and 3 days later he died. So the
oh,
father tried to sue the health industry, a multi-billion dollar industry, and could make no progress at all. So he wrote a book about it, about the passing of his son and trying to, teach others about the dangers of this. And then he wrote a script about it, or hired somebody to write a script about it, and they made a movie. I got to be in that movie.
mm,
It's a true story. The only part that's not true is my character because I play a detective in it
mhm.
whose job is to find out what happened to his son, who are the people, why did it happen. So, I'm the guy that's getting the viewers who are watching the movie the answers.
Yeah.
Then we get to the end and we realize what happened. But that one was hard because we were honoring his son. His name
Yeah.
was Amit, Amit. And when I went up to San Francisco to film it for a month, I even stayed in Amit's room.
Oh, wow.
And the father was like, yeah, no one's ever stayed here since he had passed away years back. You're the first person. And I tell you, uh, I felt his energy there. I
Yeah.
felt his presence there. Um, and it wasn't anything scary. It wasn't anything malevolent or anything like that. I felt
Yeah.
a very warm, connected, like I'm telling you your dad's story on your behalf. I'm
Mm,
telling your story on your dad's behalf. So that
yeah.
was that was hard just because I knew that the parents were suffering and then they were reliving the story that we're filming. That was,
Yeah.
I mean, what parent wouldn't be going through that? Even if it was years ago, now they have to relive it
Yeah.
again. And now they have this guy here staying in their kid's room that used to be.
Yeah.
But you know what was great about it was that the film turned out amazing. I don't think enough people know about it because they should know about it. But the film won Best Picture at the Louisville Film Festival. It won Best
Oh,
Picture at the Burbank Film Festival, and I won Best Actor. Um, I forget which festival. I won a Best Actor award for this as
oh,
well too. So it was like, oh, that was that was great because there was a lot of
Mm,
heart, a lot of, presence and soul about it, and it
mm.
just seemed really great. But anybody wants to see it, like I said, all the movies there, they're you find them on Amazon, you find them on Apple, you find them on Tubi. Tubi has them all for free. Tubi is a thing
Yeah.
that we have in the States, and
Yeah.
you can watch all these for free. If you type in my
Well, I
name,
haven't seen it, but I want to now. So,
yeah, it's really good. It's really good. So yeah, if you type in my name, Danny Arroyo act, whatever, you'll see all the projects pop up. And
yeah.
yeah, but if you get a chance, The Last Smile is really touching, warm story. It's funny, but it's deep too,
Yeah.
it teaches a lot.
Oh, good. I'll definitely watch that. Okay. This is a question I love to ask people.
Sure.
What's more challenging for you, delivering subtle emotion in a quiet scene or sustaining high energy during action or dramatic scenes?
I would say, well, when you're doing action, like high action, high energy, right? You're just kind of going high energy. I mean, both would, you got to pick one. I mean, both definitely are some, because if I have to maintain a level of just, my best friend has just died and I have to kind of do, take 12, and then we got to do the reverse, and we got to do the dirty, we got to do the double here, we got to do the single, you know. Well, I'd say this, playing the deep emotion can be harder, but you have to be smarter about how then you perform. If you're doing a master shot, I highly recommend that you don't give your fullest, most all saddest of sad, crying, desperate scene there, because you still got another hour of filming. And you should probably try to save that for when the camera is giving you your close up. Boom,
Yeah.
here, or it's like, is this where we're getting this tacit direct? Is this where we're getting the close up here? Like, you want to do it dirty over me, or you want to get in the two shot? No, I want to get in the two shot. Okay, then I know. Doesn't mean you're bringing vanilla to the thing. Yeah, you still got to bring some colors to the master and whatever. But if you want to bring your best, most deepest, 45 minutes into this whole thing that you're filming with the camera setup and the lighting and everything else and the sound and you name it, everything's, yeah, that could be hard to sustain.
Yeah.
Um, that could be hard to sustain. And then if you have the high energy there, I mean, you gotta, I've been on set, I've been on sets where you have to keep the high energy, and before the scene, it's like, yo, 30 seconds till action, we're running around. We're running around, we're running around, we're kind of pushing each other. I've done that to people. I was like, give me a push. And it was like, oh, push each other, push them, just kind of ready and action, you know,
Yeah.
because just to be from here and go action, you gotta come in from, it's like getting a running start. So yeah, yeah. And when it's sad, I kind of, or there's something going on here, I kind of just walk away, keep to myself a little bit, and just kind of just try to stay focused, try to stay here, try to stay, don't be going check your phone and stuff like that. And like, you're
Mm,
performing. And once you put it on film or put it on, you know, um, on the computer, on the camera, it's there forever.
yeah.
So you want to give the best performance you can. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
don't want you don't want to just give a shoddy performance, because that's there forever. It'll be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your future projects, possibilities could change considering people would see that too. So,
Well, yeah. Yeah.
mm,
Well, let's just hope you take it seriously. Look, the safest acting that I've seen, and I was guilty of it when I really first started, is just giving a vanilla performance. I'm just saying my lines. There's no emotion here because I'm too scared to either give emotion or give too much. I've done it. I've had acting teachers rip me apart. They're like, that was vanilla. There was no colors in your scene at all, you know? And then there are times where you give so much color. You're just kind of just going here. And it's like, okay, I see what you're doing here. Better you do this up here. And then we can kind of reel it in, as
yeah.
opposed to you giving down here. And it's like, how do we get you back up there? Because now you just feel
Mm,
this is the boundary for you, like the safe boundary.
yeah.
When you're performing, you're hey man, it's like you cut the tether from the space shuttle up in space, and you're just floating about.
Mm,
You let go of the rope in the water, You took off your life vest and you're just like, okay, let's go. You can't half ass it. You know what I mean? You gotta fully commit. And that's
Yeah.
where you're gonna get your best work. Because that's where you're gonna, especially if you train, you're gonna feel like I can do this. And here's what I've been training for. And then it's just being in a moment and just listening and just responding and knowing who the character is and just trusting the fact that the camera will see all. The camera's gonna see all.
Yeah. Is there anything you want people to know about you or your work?
Um, I'm grateful for anybody that sees my work, to tell the honest truth. Sometimes I'm still surprised when I hear somebody say, I saw you, you were in this. And I was like, you saw that? I was like, oh my God, that's great. Oh, you were you were so good in this. That's amazing. Thank you. And so I guess I I like people to know that I jump into every role, every opportunity, every performance, every day of filming, of every scene that I work on. I give it my absolute all, my absolute best. I know my lines backwards and forwards. I understand the character. I've been training for years and years and years and years, and I apply everything I've learned to just make sure that what I am doing is not only good, that I feel good about it, that when you watch it, that hopefully you're going to go, that was actually really good. I enjoyed it. I connected with it. I related with your character. The stuff you said, that happened to me.
Yeah.
And I feel you, man. I feel it. I've had people reviews online say terrible. The whole movie's terrible. Everybody sucked, and you're like, wow. I remember giving my all on that one. I remember trying really hard, and I felt it was good. It may not have been the best stuff, yeah, it's a horror film. It's a low budget, but I know that I gave the best that I possibly could.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you didn't like it, and you had to feel it felt like you had to write 3 paragraphs worth about why everybody sucked. You know,
Mm.
but that's all. I just can't let that bother.
No, but
I
at least you
continue.
can walk away knowing that you did your best.
That's that's it.
Yeah.
I did my best.
Yep.
I did the best I could. I had fun doing it. And for every one person that didn't like it, that felt like writing, a 6, 7 minute diatribe about why it sucked,
Mm.
uh, I say to them, one, with a wink, wink, and a smile, I wonder if you can do what we do. One,
Mm-hmm.
two, and maybe you can. Maybe you can do it better. And if you can, more power to you. I got nothing but good vibes, and hopefully so. But do know that we're not here to try to do bad work. We all want to
Yeah.
do good work, down to the hair and makeup person. They want to make sure
Yeah.
that the hair and makeup looks great for us, and everybody there wants to do a good job. So not hearing that your project didn't do well or it got bad reviews, it's disheartening, especially when you spend so much time working on it. Look at the director. The director could be on a project for up to a year to 2 years. Imagine
Yeah.
all that, and then it comes back and yeah, it's terrible, worst movie ever. And you're going, wow,
Yikes.
2 years of my life. So I have some
Yeah.
empathy and some empathy. So yeah.
Well, going back to the vertical space, I don't like, I know people can have their opinions, but at the same time, it's very hurtful to see them take things out on actors and things like that because they don't understand the time constraint that they have in a vertical, how much they're working in that one day to do that many scenes, you know? The time limitations are a huge factor. The one take, maybe two takes that they actually get, you know? So it's, yeah. Yeah. So in the
Oh,
vertical world, that's a bit different.
I thought there was gonna be a question there with that, but yes, I agree
Yeah.
with you because, like I said, people can be. It's very easy to be at home and just type in that sucked.
Mm,
He was
yeah.
terrible. She was terrible. The whole thing was okay, great. I mean, I, I will call this one of my superhero powers. Okay, I try to be as kind as I can be.
Yeah.
They don't need to know online through
Mm,
somebody that's not even brave enough to put their name there, for them to go, you absolutely sucked. You were the worst. I mean, if it wasn't good, you don't got to say anything. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Why would you want to make sure that that person understood how terrible they were when deep down they probably were really great? And like I said, could have been the editing, could have been the writing, could have been the whole thing in and of itself. So I wouldn't be that person to
No.
individually call out somebody and say terrible, terrible, terrible. Or we had talked about people that we weren't sure about, but we never mentioned names. So
Yeah.
you will never
Yeah.
know, it's just kind of like, you just kind of hope that they get better and they improve, or the next project
It's
will be
just
something that
fluff.
people like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I have one last question for you.
Yeah. Time
What's the,
flew.
yeah, didn't it? What's the best advice about acting that you've ever received?
Get out of your own way. But I'm not sure if I heard that exactly worded to me like that, or I just kind of heard a little bit of it and then I kind of, molded it into my thing there.
Mm.
Um, y- y- you know, uh, we've talked about a lot in this hour here. Don't push. You know what I mean? Acting doesn't mean overacting. That was a big one. Um, let the camera pick up when it needs to pick up. Make sure you watch movies and study movies, understand how they used to do it back then in the day, and old Hollywood and this and I've done that. Read the books, take the classes, done all that. But I ultimately say that as you are pursuing how to become better in your craft, whatever the craft is, directing, producing, writing, acting, singing, you're taking the lessons to become better. Ultimately, it's about getting out of your own way. Find a life outside of that life. Well, it's my passion. I can only think about it 24/7. I go, then you're gonna not be quite as happy
Yeah.
because when I finish my auditions, I've said it before. I don't want to be too repetitive there. I look forward to hanging with my friends, going
Yeah.
out, reading a book, going to a movie, going to go work out, something. Have a life outside of it, and you will find you have more longevity with the career that you are trying to work towards. Have a life outside of it. Learn to let things go. Look, I've had auditions that didn't go well, and I can look back and I go, I should have worked harder on that one. That's on me. And I'm allowed to then kick my own butt for that one. And then I know on the next audition, I'm going to work even harder to make sure. And even that's no guarantee you're going to get the job. So
Yeah.
your responsibility is just to be grateful and happy that you got the audition and that you were able to perform it for somebody that is going to watch it.
Mm.
And once it's done, you let it go
Yeah.
and you go on with life. And if you get a call, hopefully, luckily, that says you got the gig, just a cherry on top.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's the cherry on
Good.
top. So just learn to let go and just enjoy your life, enjoy your life, enjoy your life. Okay. And don't wait
I've
by the
been,
phone.
sorry?
Okay. I was gonna say real quick, and don't be the person that waits by the phone waiting for opportunity to come knocking.
Yeah.
You can wait by the phone, but while you're waiting by the phone, create your own content, create your
Yeah.
own stuff. Because while you're creating and writing and collaborating with friends and colleagues and whatever, you're going to then find that the phone will start ringing more, ironically enough, because that's how it works.
Mm.
But if you're just waiting for the phone or for someone to hire you because you think you're just the greatest actor since Marlon Brando and Meryl Streep, and they're going to hire you, that's not usually the case. So you're just going to be waiting and you're going to get more frustrated going, why aren't they calling me? I'm a great actor. It's like, that's not how it works. You know
No.
what I mean? You're just going to be, and now you're miserable. You're going to go to bed miserable. You're going to be busy as you're being busy,
Yeah.
if that makes any
Yeah.
sense.
So coming off that, I've heard from a lot of people that some actors refuse to work in verticals because they're like, oh, I don't want to go there. But at the same time, these actors that are working in verticals, they're working, you
Yes.
know. So
Look,
that they're not waiting around for a bigger job. They're working. They're doing what they love. So
it's like if you don't want to work in verticals, it's your prerogative and it's fine.
mm,
I respect it. I
yeah,
respect it. I but I happen to know for a fact that there were a lot of my friends who weren't working for a while. I can't get an audition, can't find an agent, let alone working on set anywhere. And
mm,
verticals have saved so many of my friends
yeah,
because they're like, I mean, I had a guy on Sunday. He was like, I've done like 5 or 6 verticals in like the past 3 or 4 months. It's helped me pay my rent. I'm working on set. I'm having fun. I was like,
Yeah.
and that's what it's about. You work wherever you can work, even if it's Shakespeare in the park. You know what I mean? Like work
Yeah.
wherever you need to work until hopefully you get to the level that you want to get to in this career. You know what I mean? But you go where the work is. And I honestly do believe if you turn work down, you're just telling the universe, yeah, I don't want to work that. And the universe is going, oh, I keep hearing you saying you don't want to work. So here comes no more work for you.
Yeah.
As opposed to, thank you for this opportunity. I definitely want to aim for bigger. I want to aim for, Brad Pitt status. Great. But you know what? We need you to do some verticals here and some this and some soap operas or whatever in these commercials, and eventually it'll build up. They don't realize that
Yeah.
it takes a process. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Plus, it's so nice to be on set and you meet some good people. I even know people that have worked verticals that have met their soulmate there, that they're dating and stuff. I was like, look
Hmm.
at that. Good for you guys. You got your rent paid, you're filming on set, you're having a good time, and you got a girlfriend. Good for you,
Yeah.
dude. You know what I mean? That's amazing.
Yeah.
Can't turn
No,
it down.
that's good.
Go where the
Yeah.
work is, man. Just be happy that you're working. The opportunities
Yeah.
are out there.
Exactly. And when you get to that point where you want to be, then you can be a little bit more, okay, well,
Selective.
I don't really want to take that job because I don't agree with that certain character or something. But you have to
Mhm.
get there first. Like you can't just
Yeah,
start from the
we
bottom.
all we all hope to get there one day, and may all of us have that chance where we can look at a script or 10 scripts and go, yes, no, 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 yes, yes, yes. May we
Yeah.
all get there. But until we get there, sometimes you just got to do whatever work it is. That doesn't mean you still can't turn some work down. I mean, if there's a vertical
Yeah.
that's offered to me and I'm like, oh, what am I doing here? I'm slapping a woman or I'm raping a woman. It's like, I don't know if I want to do that.
No.
Maybe that's not what I'm feeling here, whatever. And then that's fine. So you can say no. You don't have to take everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't have to take everything that's out there, but be selective, but be grateful.
Yeah. And sometimes you can still work that, but change certain parts of it in the script.
If they allow it, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Leviticus is pretty spot on. I mean, they kind of go, you're a bad guy, so there's no redeeming qualities. You're a good guy, so that's what you do. And it's very black and white.
Yeah.
Very little room for colors and nuance when it comes to verticals. So,
Mm.
but they have a formula that's working.
Yeah. Apparently so.
Apparently so, right?
Apparently so. All right. Well, I want to thank you for having this interview and taking time out of your busy schedule. I know he's currently uploading audition tapes right now. So,
I yeah, just prior to
yeah.
talking to you, I just finished an audition. I uploaded it and then got on with you here. So it was great. And
Mm.
guess what? I have
Right.
another audition to record once I finish with you.
Oh, well, I
So
have
I'm gonna
three
do.
interviews to edit.
Oh wow, okay, that's great. And I look forward to seeing it. You are a joy to speak to. I'm so glad that we had a chance to meet last week. Imagine me not me saying no to verticals for whatever ridiculous reason, not wanting to work, and then not having the chance to do these interviews, meet great
Mm.
people, make these great connections. And who knew I'd be talking to someone from Australia here, talking about my
Yeah.
career and stuff as you're helping to tell others about me. That's amazing. I mean, these are things you never know it's going to happen unless you take that chance and go through the fear door and see what's on the other side and go, oh wow, look at these opportunities.
Yep. That's the same with me. If I didn't start doing the interviews, I wouldn't have the opportunity to speak to you guys either. So,
Yeah. Well, I'm
yeah,
glad. I'm glad that you're here. And I appreciate you taking the time.
anytime, anytime. All right. Well, good luck with your audition tape and good luck with the role.
Thank you. Thank you so
And I'll
much.
talk to you again very soon.
I look forward to it. Take care, everybody. Thank you. And like I said, I'm on Instagram as Mr. Danny Arroyo, MR, Danny, DANNY, Arroyo, ARROYO, Mr. Danny Arroyo.
Thanks, Danny.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.